community engagement is about nation building. And what community engagement does is says, this is where we are at now. These are the challenges that we're facing now. This is the dystopia that we're in. But how do we move from the chaotic to the ideal? What the Social Justice Tour intended to do was to create an opportunity for academics to leave the university and go into this beautiful capital city of ours and really discover the city that they work in and associate with so closely, and discover the hidden aspects of the city, the history behind the buildings, the social justice history.
We realized that the city is going to change completely from what it was before, and people were not really ready for, white people and the white church was not really ready for it. And so the intention of this community was to become part of the writing of the new story, which was actually quite exciting. So the specific focus also was to do that very close with some of the city's most vulnerable people. And the whole intention of social housing and the social housing policy is also in small ways to try and undo the city of the past. Because in a sense, you realize that lots have changed and nothing have changed in a sense. Spatially, the cities of South Africa are actually exactly what they used to be. There's some shifts, but it's by and large the same. So it's about restoring, but it's also about really creating access. And for me, if I think about social justice, it's very much about access and about systemic changes that can facilitate access where people normally don't have access.
Unisa is an amazing community. We have thousands of staff members, and we are enriched by the diversity of the talents and the skills that each staff member brings to the table. We need to engage with community so that we can have research that is responsive to the needs of society.
Okay, I wanted to say something about Burgers Park still. It's just interesting how Burgers Park has changed also. Places and spaces also have soul and personality and stuff, and sometimes they change. Often when we think of the CBD, we think of the city center often in a blanket way, as if it's one homogeneous place, and that's really not the case. It's made up of different neighborhoods, and a place like Salvekop has a very distinct character and real distinct challenges, and nobody can really predict the future of this place. But so what you have now is 174 houses, probably about 2,000 people living here, and as we came in, you would also see on the hill a growing number of people living in informal settlement there, with Freedom Park on top, celebrating freedom, and an important monument. So it's a challenge. On the one hand, this is the main access to Freedom Park, so probably people wouldn't want a community that looks like this. On the other hand, can we really celebrate freedom and just displace people? So nobody's sure what's going to happen to this community. And then Stats South Africa's new headquarters built for, I think, close to 2 billion rands on this site.
The newly constituted capital, post-1994, should be a place of justice. It should be a place coming out of apartheid that says we choose justice, we choose to get rid of this disequilibrium and the gap between the rich and the poor, the gap between those who can have and those who do not, those who have access and those who don't have access. This should be the site. This should be where it starts. This should be the example set for the rest of the nation. And at Unisa, given our critical location in the capital city, we hope that we can start that kind of thinking. And that's what the tour was about today.